All right, everyone, let's dive in. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into cybersecurity.
Ooh, exciting.
Specifically, we're looking at the PCB ISO 27071 lead implementer certification. I know a lot of you are wondering, is it worth it? Especially if you're working in, say, Eastern Europe or Ukraine, right?
Yeah, that's a great question.
So we found this article. It's by Irina Levchenko. She's a big name. It's StarTrainer.bg.
Okay.
And the article is all about strengthening information security.
All right, very relevant.
So let's break this down.
Yeah, let's get into it.
So information security, obviously.
Pretty topic these days.
It's paramount, right? Everyone's talking about it.
Absolutely, but I think in Eastern Europe, with everything going on there, it's almost like not even best practices anymore. It's about survival.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's intense over there.
So the question is this voluntary certification?
Mm-hmm.
Could it be the key? Let's find out. So this article, it throws you right into the hot seat. Imagine you are running the information security department. And not just at any company, right? This is a company that's considered critical infrastructure within the EU.
Okay, so we're talking like energy, transportation, the backbone.
The backbone of the region, yeah, exactly. And you've got 1 year.
Just 1 year.
Just 1 year to align your whole ISMS,
Wow.
your information security management system,
Yeah, I know what it stands for, but thanks.
with ISO 27001.
That's a lot to do in a year.
That's a lot of pressure.
For sure.
And, this isn't just some hypothetical.
Right.
This is real-world, high-stakes stuff. I mean, we're talking about protecting sensitive customer data, partner data. We're talking proprietary systems, the things that keep these companies running.
Absolutely.
And vital supply chain information.
Which impacts everybody.
Impacts everybody, exactly. I mean, a breach,
You don't even want to think about it.
catastrophe,
Financial losses, yeah, reputational damage that could take years to recover from.
not to mention the regulatory penalties
Oh, yeah.
could cripple you. So let's break down why ISO 27001 is so important in the first place.
Okay, yeah.
Because this article makes it very clear. This isn't just a box to tick.
No, absolutely not.
So,
Well, the standard, it lays out this whole framework, right, for managing information security risks. It's about being proactive, like identifying vulnerabilities before someone can exploit them.
right. So it's not just about putting up a shield.
It's more than that.
You're trying to, stop it before it even
Prevent it.
prevent it. Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's also about, demonstrating compliance
Yeah.
with all those EU regulations,
Oh, yeah, there are a lot of those.
like GDPR and NIS2.
Essential if you want to operate in the region.
Yeah, if you want to stay in business,
Fair
basically,
fetch.
you got to follow the rules.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's even a deeper level here.
Oh. What do you mean?
It's about building trust, isn't it?
Ah, yes. Yeah.
You achieve certification, you're showing the world, your customers, your partners.
You're taking this seriously.
You're serious about safeguarding their information.
Exactly.
And especially in a region like Eastern Europe, right?
Yeah.
With so much uncertainty,
A big deal.
that kind of trust, it's invaluable.
Definitely.
So this article really dives into the PCB ISO 27001 lead implementer course.
Okay.
And it makes a strong case that it's the key to making all this happen.
Interesting.
So what makes this particular course stand out?
Well, it's not just another certification mill
Okay, good.
churning out paper tigers,
I hate those.
This is about equipping professionals with the actual skills,
Okay, I like
the hands-on expertise.
real world stuff.
They need to actually implement the standard.
Yeah.
You're not just learning the theory, you're diving deep.
Interesting.
You're doing risk assessments, you're getting to grips with those Annex A controls.
Right, getting your hands dirty
Exactly.
and figuring out how to apply it all in your organization.
Which can be tricky.
Oh yeah, because every organization's different.
They are.
So it's not just theory, it's action.
That's the key takeaway.
I like that. So it sounds like this course is designed to create leaders,
Mm-hmm.
people who can actually drive change, right?
Yeah, that's the goal.
And that seems really crucial in such a dynamic environment like Eastern Europe.
Absolutely. Things are changing so fast over there.
They are.
You need people who can adapt, who can lead, who can get things done.
And this course gives them the tools to do that.
It tries to.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, it's not just about checking a box, getting certified. It's
Right.
about building a sustainable long-term approach.
Okay, yeah.
Information security.
So it's got to evolve and adapt as the threats change. Right.
Exactly, because the bad guys, they're not standing still.
They're not.
That's
So we
well.
can't either.
So it's got to be built to last.
Because.
And let's be honest, Nobody likes those dreaded audits.
Ugh, audits.
Right.
They could be a pain.
Nobody likes them, but they're a necessary evil.
But this article highlights how the course can actually help you prepare.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah, so it breaks down those critical elements, like documentation, internal audits, corrective actions.
So you're ready when the real audit comes.
Yeah, it's like a roadmap, right?
I like that analogy.
It gives you the confidence to face those external auditors knowing you're prepared.
That's half the battle right there.
It is. So let's say you've gone through the course.
Right.
You're ready to put your newfound knowledge into action.
Let's do it.
What kind of tangible outcomes can you actually expect to see?
Well, first and foremost, you'll be able to develop a tailored ISMS framework
Okay, cool.
that fits your organization perfectly.
So it's not just some generic one-size-fits-all approach.
No, gotta be specific.
It's about understanding your organization's unique needs and risks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this framework, it's not going to be gathering dust on a shelf.
Oh.
We're going to learn how to integrate it into your daily operations.
Yeah.
Make security a natural part of how things work.
Exactly. Make it second nature.
So it's about weaving security into the very fabric of the organization.
I like that. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Right, good.
And those risk assessments, they become so much more focused and effective.
Oh, okay. How so?
Well, you learn how to conduct in-depth assessments, you pinpoint those vulnerabilities, and then you implement the right controls to mitigate them.
So you're not just throwing resources at every problem.
And they've got to be strategic.
You're learning to prioritize, focusing on the risks with the biggest potential impact.
Exactly.
So it's about working smarter, not just harder.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
You know, it strikes me that, creating this culture of security within an organization, it's got to be essential, especially when you're dealing with critical infrastructure.
Oh, absolutely.
How does this course address that human element?
Well, it's not just about firewalls and intrusion detection systems, right? It's about people.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's people making decisions.
Exactly. So this course really emphasizes that human element, It equips you with the knowledge and the skills to develop, really engaging training programs.
That's interesting.
Programs that not only raise awareness among employees, but they actually empower them to protect sensitive information.
Okay, so it's about giving them the tools and the knowledge to actually do something.
Exactly. Because let's face it, security, it's everyone's responsibility, right? From the CEO all the way down to the intern.
Everybody's got to be on board.
They do.
So the article also mentions creating this roadmap to certification.
Yeah.
And it seems particularly valuable, given that ISO 27701, it's voluntary.
Yeah.
So why go through all the trouble of getting certified if you don't have to?
That's a great question. You're right, it's not mandatory, but in the current climate, especially in Eastern Europe, it's increasingly seen as a prerequisite for survival and success.
It's that serious.
It is.
Okay.
So the course provides this clear path to certification, right? Including those pre-certification audits, which are so important. They help you identify and address any gaps, before the real deal.
So it's like a practice run.
Kind of, yeah. It's about going into that certification process with confidence, knowing you've got everything covered.
Dotted your I's and crossed your T's.
Exactly.
All right, so let's zoom out a bit.
Okay.
And talk about the long-term benefits.
Yeah.
What's the real payoff for an organization that invests in ISO 27001 compliance? Is it just about mitigating risk, or is there more to it?
Well, it's definitely about mitigating risk, but it's also about building resilience, creating a sort of digital immune system for your organization.
I like that. A digital immune system.
Yeah.
So you're better equipped not only to prevent breaches, but also to detect them early on and respond effectively.
Yes, exactly.
But it goes beyond just risk mitigation.
It does.
Remember those EU regulations we talked about? GDPR, NIS2? Aligning with ISO 27301 can actually help streamline your compliance efforts.
It can, definitely.
So it's like killing two birds with one stone.
It is.
You're strengthening cybersecurity and making compliance easier.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
Sounds like it.
It's a holistic approach to information security. And it's increasingly essential in a world where, cyber threats are growing more sophisticated all the time.
Oh yeah, they are. And more frequent too.
Definitely.
We can't talk about cybersecurity in Eastern Europe without acknowledging the elephant in the room.
Oh, yeah.
The current geopolitical situation.
The big one.
How has that impacted the focus on cybersecurity in the region?
Well, it's definitely thrown a spotlight on the importance of cybersecurity.
Right.
I mean, we've seen how cyber attacks can be used as a weapon,
Yeah.
a tool of disruption, even aggression.
It's scary.
It is.
So for organizations operating in that region, especially those involved in critical infrastructure, robust cybersecurity.
It's not a nice to have anymore.
It's essential. Not just for business continuity, but for national security,
Yeah.
economic stability.
The stakes are high.
They are.
And the threats are evolving so rapidly. Complacency is just not an option.
It sounds like the current situation makes achieving ISO 27001 certification even more critical.
I agree.
Would you say?
I would, yeah, in this climate, voluntary certifications like ISO 27001, they take on a whole new level of significance.
I can see that.
It's a way for organizations to proactively strengthen their defenses, demonstrate their commitment to resilience, and really contribute to the overall stability of the region.
It's like sending a message.
It is.
We are prepared.
We are not messing around.
We're taking this seriously.
Absolutely.
I'm starting to see why the article really stresses that achieving ISO 27001 certification, it's more than just best practices, it's about survival and success, particularly in Eastern Europe.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. The stakes are higher there.
They are.
Investing in cybersecurity, pursuing these certifications, it's not just a good business decision. It's a strategic imperative.
Wow.
It's about protecting data, systems, people, economies, even national security.
This has been incredibly insightful. Thanks for breaking it all down for us.
You're welcome.
I think our listener has a much better understanding of the importance of ISO 27001 in this region.
I hope so. It's a really important topic.
It's fascinating, right? Like, we think about cybersecurity, it can seem kind of technical, abstract,
Mm-hmm.
but it really has such a profound impact on the real world.
Oh, yeah.
Even influencing the stability of entire regions.
Absolutely. It's not just about bits and bytes anymore.
That's a big deal.
It is. It really highlights how interconnected our world is. Cybersecurity, it's not just an IT issue.
Right.
It's a business issue. It's a societal issue.
It's a human issue.
Exactly. And in some cases, yeah, it's a matter of national security.
So for our listener out there who's thinking about getting this certification, this PECB ISO 27001 lead implementer certification, what would you say is like the most compelling reason to take that leap?
Well, I think it comes down to, the power to make a real difference.
Okay, yeah.
This certification, it's not just about adding a line to your resume. It's about becoming a leader,
Okay.
a problem solver, a trusted advisor
I like that.
in a field that is, let's be honest, it's increasingly vital to our world.
Absolutely, yeah.
And for those in Eastern Europe, it takes on even greater significance.
Right.
It's about stepping up, meeting those unique challenges, contributing to the resilience and security of the region.
So it's about being a part of something bigger than yourself.
It is.
Protecting critical infrastructure,
Mm.
shaping a more secure future, not just for organizations, but for whole communities.
Exactly. It's about fostering that culture of cybersecurity we talked about,
Yeah.
one that benefits everyone.
All right, so as we wrap up our deep dive here, what's the one key takeaway you'd like our listener to remember?
I think it's this. Information security, it's no longer a niche concern.
Yeah.
It's everyone's responsibility.
I like that.
And for those who are passionate about making a difference, pursuing certifications like this one, the PECB ISO 27001 lead implementer, it's a powerful way to step into that role. It's about becoming a leader and shaping a more secure future.
That's a fantastic way to put it. Well, thanks so much for joining us in this deep dive into the world of ISO 27001 and its significance in Eastern Europe. We hope you found it insightful and maybe even a little inspiring. Until next time, stay curious and stay secure.